You are tearing me apart, Lisa!
Job if I wanted to. And you have to do it. You have to. Or I'll fire you. Do you understand?
I think this will suck. No! Don't record that.
I don't know what to tell you guys. I don't know what to tell everyone because, once again, this is unnecessary. The movie is pointless. You've seen it all before. You may as well watch the cartoon if you're going to rewatch The Lion King. I mean, you can't even call The Lion King anymore because now there's The Lion King original and The Lion King remake. Now, fuck it. Okay, this is The Lion King right here. This is The Lion King remake. So, I'm not going to address this as The Lion King original. It's The Lion King. It's the one and only Lion King. This, on the other hand, is just a remake. Okay, now that I've cleared that up, I feel a bit better. Let's dive deep. Spoiler warning, like anyone cares anyway, because it's the same film and everyone's already seen it. But 1994's The Lion King is an absolute classic and one of my favourite Disney movies ever made. I just don't understand why Disney thought that they would play with fire and decide to remake this masterpiece. It's the same fucking movie, except it feels incredibly toned down. But what I enjoyed most about 2016's The Jungle Book was that it was the same story, told differently. But this movie is almost like the 2017 Beauty and the Beast remake. It's the same movie. They even reuse some of the same shots and the same lines of dialogue. It's irritating. So The Lion King 2019 decides that the way it's going to be different than the original is to reuse the same scenes, most of the same shots, but just change up the dialogue slightly. But even the change of dialogue doesn't do this movie any justice. This movie probably would be good if the original didn't exist, but it does. And maybe I need to get my nostalgia out my ass, but honestly, this movie isn't good. It's just not. The Lion King is a good movie. The Lion King remake isn't. Jim Bob, they're two completely different movies. Don't compare them. Well, I'm going to do it anyway, because I'm going to explain exactly why I think this movie is a pointless cash grab by pointing out some completely obvious things between this movie and the original. Wait. Some obvious things between this movie and The Lion King, which I'm sure thousands of other YouTubers have already covered anyway, but here it goes. Several scenes in The Lion King were just done better. For one, the look on the characters. These characters in this film look like real lions, so you can't really see any emotion in their faces. For example, this is 1994 Simba. He's happy. He's sad. He's optimistic. And now here's 2019 Simba. Happy face. Sad face. Optimistic face. I don't know what the fuck he is face. But if you look at several scenes from the original, you can see the characters had personality and emotion to their face. Look at the evil look in Scar's face in this scene. The look of pure evil, man, and seriously, this is what we get for a remake? No emotions, Larry? Another reason, the frightened look on Simba's face when he sees the wildebeest stampede heading towards him. But in this remake, he sort of looks at them and then turns around and runs away. The look on Simba's face as well when his father died was one of the most emotionally impactful scenes in Disney ever in The Lion King. This time it's like, oh no, Dad's dead, someone help! With that particular facial expression the entire time. There's just no emotion to these characters and they're all one-noted and bland. I don't even know why I even bother putting a spoiler warning when it's the same film anyway, and near enough the entire population has seen The Lion King, right? It's disappointing stuff when you have a great cast of talented people, and even the return of James Earl Jones as Mufasa, but he felt like he didn't even want to be in this movie. The character dialogue feels so flat. Like the characters didn't care to put at least a little bit of emotion to their voices, and Beyonce Knowles as Nala is no exception. She's just the worst in this film, probably the worst out of all the voice acting. No disrespect to Beyonce as a person or a singer, she is absolutely incredible. Please stick to your music. Nala has none of the charm and charisma that the 1994 one has. She delivers incredibly cheesy one-liners, like towards the end when the lions and the hyenas are having a fight. She sort of stands there and goes, "Lions, attack!" Oh, it's just bad. Even Donald Glover as Simba doesn't seem like he wants to be in this movie at all either. What the hell went on here? The one scene in the original when Nala is trying to eat Pumbaa. Wait a minute, I gotta correct myself there. The one scene in The Lion King where Nala is trying to eat Pumbaa and then Simba jumps in to try and save him and they get into a scrap. When Simba realises it's Nala, Nala backs off and it takes a while for her to process things. Then she even asks who he is before he reveals that it's actually him. You know, it's me, Simba. But in this one, it's just really rushed. It's like Nala pins him down, and Simba goes, Nala? Simba? Is that you? Just that quickly. No emotional processing or nothing. It's just, wow, Simba, you're back. Yay. The two things I really hate about this movie is this one scene where Simba is singing I Just Can't Wait to Be King. It feels really toned down from the original, and it's just annoying. This is why I can't get behind these remakes, because Aladdin 2019 did something similar with Prince Ali. Now let me explain. In The Lion King, there's so much more going on screen with breathtaking animation and tons of normal, wacky Disney stuff. But in this film, for the sake of realism, all that's taken away, and it's mainly Simba and Nala running in a straight line around a herd of animals trying to avoid Zazu. Where in The Lion King, they're climbing other animals, jumping about, Zazu gets sat on by a friggin' rhino. That's not the case in this film. Simba and Nala just managed to avoid him by a flock of birds getting in Zazu's way. That's about it. There's not a lot going on the screen at all. I also hated it with Be Prepared. Be Prepared was one of the best songs of the original, and it really unleashed Scar's character and what he was planning and what he was doing. In this one, it's like they show half the song and tone down on the emotion by 10. There's just no menacing evil sound in Chitwettle. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce the guy's name. It's right here. Than there was in Jeremy Irons' voice. Jeremy Irons has a ruthless voice, and Scar is one of the best Disney villains in the world. But this isn't Scar. That's just an evil lion. This is Scar. But I also hated what they did with the hyenas. Kishenzi in particular. She's now the leader of the hyenas, all serious, and there's like a less interesting version of Bonsai and Ed. And by the way, they even toned down Bruce Lee Rafiki. How could they? That's one of the most hilarious things in the entire thing. But this film isn't all terrible. Timon and Pumbaa are hilarious show stealers. They're not quite what the Lion King duo were, but they have some very funny scenes and a hilarious Beauty and the Beast reference towards the end, which I found myself in hysterics in. Plus, the movie is also visually stunning. I won't knock it for its special effects at all, but this is the problem with these live-action Disney remakes. They're just cash grabs, because Disney knows people will go to see these movies and spend a shit ton of money. I just wish they'd make new films and original ideas and just roll with it. If it worked for films like Moana, that was completely original and Disney nailed it. I just wish they would stop relying on their older work to carry the company forward. So overall, The Lion King 2019 is not a good film, but it's not terrible either. So I'm going to give it a C-. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I am trying to get back onto my uploading schedule, but it's very, very difficult at the minute. So if you like what I do here, please consider clicking that subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Remember, you are awesome. Take care.